Hi, my name is Sophie Berdugo, and I'm a second-year PhD student in anthropology, studying social learning and individual variation in chimpanzee nutcracking behaviour. So in my video, I'm hoping to convey that we need to understand the social learning processes in animals in order to optimise conservation efforts. When we typically think about conservation, we think of it occurring at the species level. So we'll think about a species being vulnerable, endangered, critically endangered, and so on. But for almost a decade now, conservation has also been happening at the cultural level. And this is becoming increasingly important as habitats become more and more variable as a result of human disturbance and climate change, because socially learned behaviours allow populations to adapt to these increasingly variable environments much faster than through genetic evolution alone. So I hope you enjoy watching the video. Thank you. Many animals exhibit cultural behaviours. Take sperm whales. They have distinct dialects for their foraging strategies, and different clans move differently to one another. And then there's our closest living relatives, the chimpanzee. West African chimpanzees use stone and wooden tools to crack nuts. But these animal cultures, like many other socially learned behaviours, are at risk from extinction. We all know that our human footprint on the environment, such as deforestation and increased population density, is negatively impacting wildlife. But did you know that this high disturbance is also risking the loss of vital behavioural traditions across the animal kingdom? For example, the human footprint has reduced the probability of behavioural occurrence by 88% in chimpanzees. It is thought that human pressures like hunting and habitat fragmentation are disturbing the core components of the social transmission of traditions. So much so that the United Nations Convention on the Conservation of Migratory Species formally recognised in 2014 that social learning has the potential to play an important role in conservation efforts across the animal kingdom. In fact, conservation is not only happening at the species level anymore. The Convention and the member states are now taking action to protect cultural units, including chimpanzee nutcracking behaviour in West Africa and the acoustic clicks of sperm whales in the eastern tropical Pacific. Social learning is any learning aided by observing or interacting with other group members. It acts as a second inheritance system alongside genetics for information to pass on to the next generation. Crucially, who is selected to be the model of the behaviour is biased towards higher-ranking and more knowledgeable individuals. This can be exploited to improve conservation outcomes. In fact, conservation efforts are now considering population structures and identifying key individuals for focus protection. And where new individuals are being introduced into existing groups as part of breeding programs, there are efforts to ensure they are exposed to these key group members so they can learn these cultural traits. It will also mean that groups can more easily buffer against the effects of human disturbance by learning to adjust their behaviour to fit to the increasingly variable environment. Targeting socially learned behaviours is becoming increasingly important during the Anthropocene and will be the key to conserving our wildlife and their cultures.